All right, everybody. Now that the dust has settled and now that version 2 is out, I wanted to talk a bit more about something. And I think I want to kind of dispel a lot of the doom and gloom that's been floating around in the community for a bit. Ever since the last headline, Sega's main focus in terms of trying to go for good PR has been a huge emphasis on the creative space and the amount of freedom that we have for our characters in PSO. And I know a lot of the people who are kind of on my side of the community, where it's just, no, we want content, we want good combat, and we want different ways to play our classes. That's a big one on me, and especially with the improvements on the free-to-play player experience and overall general player economy. I would like to see improvements on that. God, that's a lot, and it just seems like such a crazy bit of fluff going against the developer team. But stick with me, all right? Because even though we are in an oversold version of PSO2 right now, I believe it can get better, and we're starting to see some slight things with this. If we go back to the Yuya articles that have come out recently, one of the major takeaways that I've come from with this is, one, they've been looking to rebrand Pso2ngs to kind of try to appeal to a more casual, or let's say a broader audience, but that audience is more than likely going to tend to be a bit more casual. For this, generally speaking, the look of the game has to change to be flashier to appeal to more people, and people have to feel like they have a lot of customization. A lot of that would be personalization through player spaces, which they've done an exceptional job at, and the character creator, which is still second to none compared to any other game I've played ever in my life. So it's not as if Sega doesn't have the footholds to go on and appeal to a broader audience, they just need to expand on that. However, for us, the hardcore players, we've already been here. A lot of us since release. And I think this is a gamble that Sega is taking right now, where we the hardcores, even if we leave right now, we're still looking with a fine-tooth comb, waiting for that huge update to drop. So I think this is an odd gamble on their end, but more than likely, let's be honest here, bro, we ain't fucking going anywhere. Come on now. I love this shit. It's an action MMO that looks really, really good. All I need is for the combat to be on point, and I'm fucking in there. But I wonder if a lot of other people also fall in line with my beliefs for that. I'm going to assume that a lot of you are. And as much as I hate this term that I've been seeing around, and that's been in the headline pluses, the term, let him cook. Bruh, I hate it. It needs to stop being used. Because my counterpoint to this is, how long do you expect people to wait while also still asking them to spend on minimum 5 scratches a month? Kind of crazy. You guys make a lot of money. People want to see an ROI on their investment for their time and money spent. And let's just say this, 2023 looking pretty damn good right now. I'm just saying. Shit looking. Armor Core for me, come 2 months, oh baby. Sega, you guys are gonna have some trouble keeping me around for that time period. But maybe that's a good thing. Because I believe that was also said that Sega didn't necessarily expect people to kind of play as hardcore as we all did in the game. I almost, and this is why it feels like there's such a disconnect between the dev team and the player base. It almost seems as if Sega kind of underestimated what they had in terms of potential, because they knew what they were putting out. We didn't know what they were putting out. So we were told big updates are coming, a lot of changes to the way we play the game are coming. And again, this is the same song and dance that generally gets told at 6-month increments. If we think Kavaris, if we think Stia, if we think even now, come the 2nd anniversary of NGS, a lot of it seems to be overhyped more than it actually is, but it's not as if all those updates didn't implement something great that changed a lot of our quality of life. So I think, as well as Sega trying to go on and implement what their version and what their image for the game is, they're also doing a lot of back work trying to correct a lot of the mistakes that are happening. So some things did need to happen, like the expansion of the development team, which would prompt them to go on and open up another local studio for people to go into and to work. There needed to be like more investment in terms of just staff. Bro, it just seems like Sega just did not have enough people. But again, this being a game, this being a company where it needs to make money, we already know by now the game was rushed out. My only concern is their general development cycle for any sort of major change. Their turnover time seems to be anywhere from, I think they said 6 to 8 months. But depending on the change, it could be anywhere from like a year to a year and a half, which is, it's such a wild number to me. But I think that coming out kind of at least sets the expectation for the players where maybe don't hit this game this hard, you know? Sit back, hold on to your cash for a bit if you're a big spender. This is something I've had to personally learn. But still keep tabs on the game. Still hop in every now and then. Like, don't force yourself to play a game you're not having fun with. This is a lesson I've had to personally learn when it came to NGS. Because when it came to base PSO2, dear God, I was there every day, freaking playing. I loved the game. I love the scratches. They all seemed really good. All the designs were great. Type 1 actually had fashion. You know what I'm saying? Type 2 had great fashion too. But yo, I'm a Type 1 player. And, oh, we had drip. It's not that we don't have drip. It's just we don't have as many offerings for drip as we had within the same space. You know? That it feels like Type 1 gets slighted. I guess the silver lining here is it's not as if Sega's not looking to make a good game. It's just taking longer than we as the fervent player base are expecting. It's not as if this game doesn't have good combat. It just takes them a good while to go on and implement that. And it's not as if combat generally for classes isn't going to change. It just takes a while to figure out balancing, code it correctly to make sure it works in the game, for us to see it on the end. I guess I'll end up doing a video later about some of the changes I would have really loved to see come like version 2 and beyond. But for right now, I just want to say, take your time with NGS. Slow down. Don't try to just blitz through the game. I understand, like, for the hardcores, you're going to do that. But for me, this is something I guess I have to take a bit more casually than what I used to. I don't know, I just wanted to have like a bit of a think piece on that for me. And I wonder if some of you agree with that. Comment below, either fighting against it or being for it. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video. Love you guys.